Today, it is time to practice for our last couple of months trades in one video. We will review 15 trade practices to improve your view on charts and ability to make risk assessments and take entries. This dense video will improve your trading skills vastly. If you're ready to go, let's start now. Let's take a look at the SUI trade, new week and the first trade. As usual, we will dissect everything from weekly to minute-based charts. SUI was in the top 5 gainers today, but it was not a coincidence. I will explain it soon. In the weekly time frame, notice what happens here. A weekly market structure break occurs here with a small tiny imbalance. This simple price action ignites the mega 6 weeks rally. However, there are more interesting things here. Buyers are extremely strong. They keep hunting the previous week's high every new week. There is no chance of any pullbacks. Sellers are destroyed. No chance at all. This is one of the strongest buyers that I have ever seen recently. There is also this current year high waiting as a target here for the future reference. In the momentum chart, I am using our best indicator, ICT high time frame candles. With the power of this indicator, I can see the inner rally patterns with hourly and minute-based time frames. Let's see what this indicator tells me. The first inner hourly rally started right here with the supercharging imbalances. Then the price broke out and started the pullback, as you can see, resting and fueling up for the second rally. Now after that, recently I have noticed this imbalance area for the possible third rally. Now what do I have here? A place for third rally and a very strong bias, a previous week high waiting to be hunted. Remember, in the last weeks, buyers hunted the previous week highs. I asked myself, why not hunt another weekly high? My masterclass 3 layout system works perfectly here. I have a very strong bias with an excellent pattern-based momentum rallies. There is only one thing left to do, just find an entry. Moreover, this area is actually a nice, very good support resistance flip area. This is another sign of extreme confirmation for me. Okay. Now let's get closer to the entry area. Right here, market structure breaks with a nice imbalance, as you can see. However, I missed the first move. Later on, structure breaks one more time, giving you the first break of structure with the gigantic imbalance. Now this entry has a big problem. We have a gigantic imbalance and the target is very close actually. There's no close place for a proper stop loss point. This is why I used here the masterclass rally strategy instead of the regular traditional risk-reward based system. With RR based system, the profit will be so small. In this trade, I risked the money without any fear. Why? Because the perfect bias with the proper momentum patterns. However, we are not greedy. 2-3% gain is more than enough. Get in and get out. We are done for the day. As you can see later on, the price moved like crazy here. As I told you, buyers are so strong in this coin. However, this move is just a fantasy for day traders and scalpers. If you want to survive in the trading game and turn into a professional long-term trader, you need to leave the greed out of your system. You get in and get out. Rest of the market and the movements does not concern you. Get in, get out, get in, get out, get in, get out. No greed or no hope. You need to become like a robot, a machine. Let's have a little chat about this gas trade. It was a simple masterclass 3-layout system trade. Once you get the process over and over, things will be much easier to understand and implement it. Okay, as usual, we will start with the top-down analysis. From the weekly chart, what do I see here? A nice swing failure pattern followed by a weak market structure break. This is your initial and the most simple bullish sign for the high time frames. Then the price pulls back to this weekly imbalance and boosts itself up, probably targeting this imbalance in the future. However, as day traders and scalpers, we have more concerns about much closer targets like this previous weekly high right here. This is a nice weekly bullish bias. In the daily chart, we can notice this price was using this daily imbalance as well to boost itself up. It made a nice price switch on the daily level. So, weekly and daily charts tell me that this coin has more bullish interest compared to bearish interest. Okay, how about the momentum layout? In the momentum chart, I have noticed these early imbalance areas and I marked to check them later for possible trade opportunities. If you follow me on Twitter, I actually tweeted this and told you about watching these areas. So, you need to follow me on Twitter and watch the YouTube videos regularly because I give small hints for the future. We will observe the entry with 5 and 1 minute time frames. In this 5-minute chart, I have to show you something first. So this yellow point area was our regular momentum area, which is coming from the momentum layout. As you can see, the early journey of hunting the previous week high started right at this point. This yellow point where I started to seek the entry. I need you to notice this magnificent SR Philip area. Please seek for SR Philip zones all the time. These are the most basic price actions for your trades. Your strategy, it does not matter. SR Philip areas make every strategy much stronger. You can use it with RSI, Mete, trend lines, and just add the SR Philips to increase your win rates. Now, let's take a closer look at this entry within 1 minute time frame. As you can see, the structure breaks, pulls back, and breaks again. I missed the first entry, but I'm waiting for the break of structure pullback. Right here, we have the combo of imbalance, order block, and the discount area which comes from the premium and discount zones. This is a nice plus 1.5 hour trade, a bit shaky, but it delivered well at the end. As you can see, we are not getting rich here. We are not buying fancy cars with every trade. We are not driving Lamborghinis. We just make extra cash for the house. That's it. This is what trading for. Makes extra bucks. This is how I see trading, and it will never change. Remember, this is a business of 90% traders keep losing the money. Let's have a really nice chat about this unit trade setup. This is an extremely educational coin to learn new things. I will also talk about yo-yo entries at the end. As usual, let's start from the weekly and go down to the 1 minute time frame. In this weekly chart, we had extremely strong bias, one of the best. Price was getting closer to this previous weekly high. Buyers were pushing hard. However, there was also this previous month's high right behind it. So, if we have a closer look at them, they were forming a relative equal highs together. So, at the end, we had previous week high, previous month high, and the relative equal highs. What an amazing bias target and institutional level to hunt. In the daily chart, the final rally started with the help of this daily imbalance. This is the point where the buyers boosted this coin. So, we are all set with the bias. Now let's see the momentum layout with our best indicator. As you already know, we will use our ICT high time frame candles indicator. By using this indicator, I can see and analyze multiple time frames at once. Let's talk about what this indicator tells me. First of all, notice this price structure on the right. In these yellow circles, you can see the masterclass multi-level price switch happening. One imbalance fails, and the other creates the momentum imbalance. Then, right in the middle, you can see how the mid-rally started by using the multi-time frame imbalances. So, let me repeat the three-step system here. 1. Price switches and ignites the initial rally. 2. Price rests and fills up with the mid-term imbalances for the next rally. 3. Finally, the objective is completed, the hunt of the previous week and month's high. Okay, now let's see what is happening right here in the lower time frames. As you can see, we are in the 1 minute time frame now. Notice the momentum chart on the right and the 1 minute time frame on the left together. Notice where the rally started. Have you ever seen anything better than this in your life ever? This is like being the best sniper in the world. Now, let's talk about the trade and the entries. Notice how the structure breaks and creates a nice imbalance to enter. And we have this perfect equal highs above to hunt, a close target. What an amazing setup to have. You set your orders with this beautiful 3-hour setup. But, wait a minute, wait a second, what is happening here? Price never pulled back, we missed the trade. Such an incredible bias, such an amazing momentum, but the price flies by without us. What shall we do here? At this point, there is no advantage of using RR, risk-reward trade, anymore. Price is flying, and there is no way to build a great setup. We don't have time. This is where you start to masterclass yo-yo, a form of cost averaging. First of all, without any fear, you are jumping to trade and grab whatever you can. Remember, money is money, small or big. Profit is a profit. What if the price pulls back deeper? Let's have a quick discussion on possible next yo-yo orders. So, my next yo-yo order would be this nice, deepest imbalance here, because there was a high chance of pulling deeper before the rally. Then the next thing I notice is these great support and resistance flip areas with small imbalances nearby them. These would be my next yo-yo orders. I will build 3 or 4 total yo-yo orders at maximum for this trade. So, what I do here is prepare myself for multiple possible cases, because no one in the world knows how much this price would put back. Only thing we can control is how we enter the trades and how we can manage our risks. Rest of the price movements are out of our control. Let's take a look at this SXP trade and talk about all the concepts that we have learned. As usual, we will start from the weekly charts to get ideas about the bias. Then we move to the daily, hourly, and minute-based charts one by one and discuss every single detail. From the weekly perspective, all I can see here is the weekly imbalance. Price fulfilled almost perfectly, and now it is reacting strongly. Actually, there is nothing else here because the previous week's high was already hunted. I did not see anything else particularly. On the daily time frame, the first thing that I have noticed was this magnificent SR flip area. Look how the price holds the same level twice. Regardless of the time frames, I love support and resistance flips in every single time frame. The other thing I noticed was this failing daily imbalances. Remember the masterclass. The purpose of an imbalance is to push the price and create a new breakout structure in the trend direction. As you can see, they fail here. So at the end, bias is not perfect in this coin, I have to admit. But I get these bullish vibes. Plus, SXP was the #1 top gainer coin today by 20-30% gain in the same day. Over the momentum chart, the rally was so strong, it was pushing like almost 40% movement, as you can see. Buyers dominated this coin and sellers were destroyed. If you look at the 30-minute time frame closely, you'll notice the inner boost areas. There were these two main boosting points. Yes, normally I prefer 2 or more time frames to supercharge, but this coin had insane movements. Now, let's have a look at the lower time frames and discuss further. Now, we combine the 1-minute time frame with the momentum layout in the single screen. You can see the boosting points and sniper moments. After the mega rally, notice how the price ranges and accumulates in the 1-minute time frame and where the price boosts the first ever boost. Then the price rallies again and then again pulls back and accumulates more orders. Then the second rally ignites. We will observe the second boost. As the inner target, you can notice these small relative equal highs. This was your initial end target. Look what happens in the second boost point. Market structure break and the imbalance. And this is your 3R trade setup. However, since there is no A++ bias in this coin, I cut the trades early, just made money quickly and got out of the market as soon as possible. I left the rest of the position as the break-even, and the price hit my break-even, unfortunately. So, this 3R setup worked great as usual, but markets teach me 3 things. Profit is great in my pocket. Greed is my biggest enemy, and no one knows what will happen next. Today what I want to do is actually a little bit different concept. I want to talk about pattern recognition, seeing things before they happen, catching big rallies before they rally. We will talk about the meme coin today. This coin actually had no offers in the weekly chart that I really enjoyed. But the daily charts were speaking to me, like whispering in my ears to watch it. You can call me now Coin Whisperer. This is why I tweeted this coin today. The first thing I noticed with this coin was this daily price switch. The failure of an imbalance and the following momentum imbalance. This alone tells me how powerful the buyers are. And this gigantic imbalance was a magnificent target. It was basically calling the price to itself. We still have this really nice parabolic liquidity above as for future target and reference. Now, let's dive into the momentum layout. Again, we will use the best indicator we can ever use, ICT High Time Frames indicator, that allows us to see multi-time frame rally points. Let's try to understand the basic pattern in this coin. The earliest rally we can see started right here with the help of these two imbalances. After that, the second rally used triple imbalances to supercharge. In the following rally, another triple supercharged imbalances pushed the price. Then later on, a duo imbalance pushed the fourth rally. And finally, the final crazy move caused by this only 30-minute imbalance. Now, basically, what happens here is a ladder-like rally. Rally, rest, rally. Rally, imbalance, rally. The one strategy that we have been trading for a really long time. Let's go deeper and deeper and try to understand pattern recognition for predicting rallies. This is where I posted a tweet saying meme, basically signaling the meme coin. I honestly hate signaling things because signal services only will make you weak and bad at trading. You should be able to see all these yourself. Once you get used to it, it is not that really hard. Now, as you know, these are the 5 imbalance points which created all the rallies. Now, what I want to do is to see what else we had here. An SR Philip area combined with the imbalance, which boosted the first rally. Then another same pattern, imbalance, SR Philip, and the rally. Now the third rally only used the momentum layout imbalance, so this SR Philip is never used. But the next rally used the SR Philip area with combination of imbalance again. Now at this point, we had this amazing level of data and repeatable pattern. This is why I tweeted the meme coin here. The final rally was obviously coming soon. So, what was the general pattern here? A combination of imbalance and SR Philip points to boost the coin until it fully fills the daily imbalance. Great bias and great momentum. Today I will not talk about the entry. I will leave it as your weekend homework. Let's talk about this magnificent coin called Saga. Today we had at least 4 or 5 amazing coins. I do not know where to begin. However, I will focus on this coin because it is extremely educational. As usual, we will start from the weekly. The buyer interest started back then with the swing failure pattern. Then this weekly market structure broke with this gigantic imbalance. And then a small pullback to the imbalance pushed the rally forward. Now, all this gives good information about the buyers and their willingness to push this coin higher and higher. However, as day traders, we are more concerned about closer price action. So this previous weekly high was our daily target. Now, the daily chart did not offer so much value, I had to skip it. But the weekly was telling me everything that I ever needed for the bias. Okay, as you know from the masterclass, momentum chart is the most important layout ever. Notice how the earlier first rally started by using triple imbalances. Price basically supercharged. Then it follows the exactly same pattern one more time with 3 imbalances, 30 minutes, 45 minutes, and the 1 hour time frame. Price pulls back and then supercharges to hunt the previous weekly high. It is our classic strategy. Let's focus on lower time frames and the entry. First of all, I have opened the 1 minute time frame with momentum layout together so you can see and understand what is happening better. Notice the supercharged imbalance area from the momentum layout. And now focus on the 1 minute time frame. Do you see how precisely where the rally started? Plus, what do we have here? Again, a spectacular support and resistance Philip area. As you already know, SR Phillips make every other price action strategy much more powerful and stronger. Let's get closer to the 1 minute time frame. Do you see how the liquidity is gathering right below the previous week high? This is a very classic smart money tactic. Extra liquidity gathering right below an important institutional level or the high time frame imbalances. You can see the little snapshot from my masterclass on the bottom left. This stuff keeps happening daily. Now, let's get even closer to talk about the entry. Actually, the rest is easy. Market structure breaks, creates an imbalance, and a very nice 2-hour clean trade. I hope everything is very clear by now. We just made a full top-down analysis. As usual, please focus on 2-3 hour setups. Get what you need and exit from the market. The rest of the movement is just a fantasy. Enter, get your money, exit. Keep repeating this small process. Now, as you can see, where we entered is the sniper point actually. I did not see and used any other strategy out there finding the rally starting points like our momentum trading strategy. However, never ever forget this. No one in the world knows what will or may happen the next. Today I opened the charts and this ARK coin was the number one top gainer in my list. As I said to myself, why? Why did this coin become the number one? Can we track this? Anyone making money out of this coin right now? Let's find the answer with the full top-down analysis from the weekly to minute-based charts. In the weekly, I have noticed the most simple, most basic price action happening that every single smart money trader knows really well. A simple swing failure pattern followed by a weekly market structure break. Such an easy and simple method. And then this giant weekly imbalance boosted this coin in the direction of buyers. As our target, the market was trying to balance itself by trying to fill this weekly imbalance. Now, in the daily chart, we did not have much, but this balanced price range with the daily price switch boosted the coin and started this 5-6 daily non-stop rally until it clears the liquidity above. Up until this point, we have confirmed our strong bullish bias. Now, what about the momentum? What does our best indicator tell us? The ICT high time frame indicator. It is telling me that something was happening right in this area. The point of supercharge, 30 minutes, 45 minutes, and 1 hour imbalances all together. Before the rally was fully completed, I tweeted about ARK because I knew somebody was already making money on this coin. Okay, if we are all good and great, let's observe the lower time frames now. On the left, I have opened the 5-minute time frame as you can see. And on the right, we have our momentum layout so you can see everything clearly together. Notice our supercharged momentum layout area and the 5-minute time frame. You can see the perfection at sniper entry point. And then what else do we have here? We have a magnificent SR Philip area. I do not know what else to teach you now. Have you ever seen anything better than this? Let's get closer in the area and talk more. First of all, please notice the liquidity gathering right at the top. It is just creating us a nice and juicy target to hunt. Now let's zoom even more. Ironically, the liquidity below is fully cleared now and price taps the 3-minute imbalance. Now, what we have here a great fill, a combination of swept liquidity with imbalance. The worst thing in this trade, we do not have a market structure break here. Actually, there are some in 30 or 15 second charts, but not very useful for us. Instead, what we have here is an alternative method. Masterclass, price switch, and rally strategy. Now, this move gives you a nice and clear 3% move. It is more than enough to be profitable. This is not the best rate in the world, but money is money. Actually, later on, the ARK is rallied like crazy if you check the charts right now. I think it's time to talk about big time and why I tweeted about this coin before the 25% rally. We will do a full analysis from the weekly towards the minute-based charts. We will observe every single detail. The moment I have opened this chart, I have noticed these swing points, which created our weekly-based market structure break. And of course, the magnificent imbalance, which is created by the structure break. Price boosted right around this imbalance area. This was the bias power. How about the bias target? First of all, this liquidity pool gathering above with the weekly imbalance was our great bias target. Okay, all this great. How about the daily chart? In the daily, notice what happens. The same thing happening one more time. Swing points, market structure break, and the imbalance. What you see here, what I teach you in the free trading course. This was actually our very first basic lesson. Okay, now let's talk about the momentum layout. In the momentum layout, I saw this very nice area, our multi-level imbalances to supercharge the coin. When I saw this area, I had to tweet about it. We had great bias and great momentum. This was an insane rally. However, I did not trade this. Let's discuss why. First of all, no one knows the future for 100%. We can try to predict, we can try to guess. Actually, as traders, all we do is just educated guesses from the previous patterns. I was expecting a rally, but not expecting like 25% movement. In the entry area, I also saw this great support and resistance flip with the inner boosting imbalance. Up until now, up until this point, everything was A++ masterclass level trade setup. Now let's talk about the problems. The problem, there was no great early market structure break or no great rally strategy entry. As you can see later on, structure breaks with these hours of price chop. What is the result here? Great bias, great momentum, bad or late entry that I have missed. Sometimes trades will not work really well. Sometimes trades run like crazy. Some days you will wait for hours, like me, for a clear entry, but it will never come. Another day it will chop you and make you stop loss and then rally. Trading is unpredictable, trading is art, trading is a crazy business. We have no option but to accept all these rules. Let's talk about this beautiful trade setup with ARK coin and talk about how we can improve our chances with higher quality day trading setups. As usual, we will discuss every single detail starting from the weekly until the minute-based charts with top-down analysis. When you look at this weekly chart, the first thing you notice is this simple swing failure pattern that is followed by a market structure break. This alone gives me clues about the buying power. Later on, price pulls back to this imbalance, powers up for the next weekly rally. As our bias target, we can assume that buyers took control of this asset and trying to balance the market by filling this imbalance. This is all very simple and easy 101 smart money concepts. In the daily, you can see price jumped right here with the daily support and resistance flip area, which is inside the weekly imbalance. As for more precise bias target, we can assume that price is trying to fill this daily imbalance area. Okay, very good, very great bias. But how about the momentum? As usual, we will stick to our best indicator called ICT, High Time Frame Indicator, which will help us to identify the best possible momentum entry areas. According to our indicator, the area right here was a great zone to look for entries if there will be a secondary rally. As you can see, price deeply pulls back, then price all powered here and a sudden rejection. Now let's go deeper and try to understand what is happening inside this area. Now, what you are looking at here is a 2-minute time frame with momentum layout together. As you can clearly see what really happens in our momentum supercharge point. Seeing two things together will improve our vision to understand how our masterclass 3 layout system truly works. Now, let's zoom in the 2-minute time frame and discuss it further. Right at this point, you can notice the 2-minute market structure break followed by the imbalance. Price nicely pulls back into our discount area, which also collides with the simple breaker block. I love this setup, bringing back all the memories from the free course and all the basic smart money concepts. Now, as a scalper or a day trader, you see the setup, you take it, then you get out. 2R is more than enough here. Get in and get out. A nice, high-quality trade setup. Okay, let's talk about the Alpha coin. This coin was the very obvious choice today. I'm sure that everyone saw the very clear setup here. First of all, Alpha was the #1 top gainer coin today with a gigantic 30% gain in one single day. It is time to do a full top-down analysis from the weekly until the minute-based timeframes. In the weekly chart, there are things that we have to talk about first. I want you to focus on this failed imbalance here. If you remember the masterclass lessons, the purpose of an imbalance is actually pushing the price into trend direction until it makes a new break. This imbalance was never able to push the price into trend direction. There was an unending bull-bear fight here for weeks. Basically, a very long accumulation of orders. And above, we had this great imbalance as a target. Today, we noticed that buyers were rallying this coin towards this weekly imbalance. In the daily chart, we can notice the 100% same thing with the weekly. An inner failing imbalance. Buyers took the control and switched the price and rallied the coin today. All this gives me a great ideas about the buyer interest on this coin. Moreover, we had this very long-term downtrend liquidity gathering. Now, time to check the momentum. Now, we know that buyers are in control of this coin, and it was rallying 20-30% today. So, how can we join this ongoing rally? The answer is the momentum layout from the masterclass. The early rally started right here, if you can notice. A little tap to the 3 imbalances ignited the very early rally. I'm sure everyone missed this move. It happened very early. However, the same thing happened right here at this point. 3 imbalances, basically a supercharged point. So you can notice the repetitive pattern here. This was our obvious second entry area until we rallied towards the weekly imbalance. Now, this is not the most amazing trading plan in the world, but it is a very solid strategy to play with. And it is extremely easy to identify once you get used to it. Okay, on the right, you can notice the 5-minute time frame. You can see the 5-minute version of the momentum imbalance entry zone. What we are going to do is observe this area in close action and talk further about possible entries. The first thing you can notice is the super support and resistance flip area. Now I want you to pause this video and quickly check out my last 50 videos on YouTube. You will see something incredible. It is almost 100% identical all the time. What you see here happened at least 50 times in the last 2-3 months. The rest is a very classic and simple price action entry. Market structure breaks with a nice imbalance, price pullbacks, and we take the entry. This is not a crazy profitable setup here, but at least it had a solid 1.5 R. It was clean and straightforward. So, what we had here today is a perfect example of the MASTERCLASS 3 layout system. 1. A great bias. 2. A great momentum. 3. A great entry. As you can see, when everything aligns, trading becomes much easier. Okay people, long time no see. Let's have a talk about the Dogecoin today. But before that, let's see how the markets are. As you can see in the word, we had this fairly stable day. Not much gain, just around 0%. But today, coins were mostly great. Look at the totals. Over 1% gain in the day. And the main coins like Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana followed them. By looking at this data, I can say that we had a mostly powerful and strong day. In the daily chart with the Dogecoin, you will notice important smart money structures. First of all, the strong rally started back then with a swing failure pattern and followed by a weak market structure break. But more importantly, this SR flip was the main source here. When I see these great support and resistance flip areas, I get overly excited. When you get close to in the daily chart again, you can notice that structure breaks one more time and pulls back to this imbalance right around our SR flip zone. And our 2-day rally starts. What does this tell me? Buyers gaining power on this coin. This coin may continue to rally in the upcoming days and weeks. Please watch this coin closely. Now, let's take a look at the momentum layout and talk further. Notice this triple imbalance area. These inner imbalances support the inner rally. And you can notice this inner support resistance area. This is called fractalism. Basically, 100% same thing that happens with the daily chart is now happening in the hourly based charts. Same pattern in multi-time frames. Now let's talk about the low time frames and the entries. Lower time frames may look complicated at first, but it is fairly simple. Just watch. This is our triple imbalance point from the momentum layout and our inner support and resistance flip area. Plus, please notice how the price clears the liquidity before moving upwards. Now let's get even closer and talk further again. I want to talk about two types of entries here. First of all, MASTERCLASS price switch with MASTERCLASS rally. As you can see, right here around our SR flip, our final imbalance fails. And price starts a strong rally right after that. This is where the nice rally entry happens, giving you at least 2+% move. Actually, after this video, this coin rallied like crazy. Just check it right now if you wish. But what about the traditional risk and reward? As you can see right here, we have our weak market structure break happens. And then price pulls back into inner imbalance. Now this is a tricky setup. It is like 1-to-1 ratio. Not much of a profit if you ask me. If you see setups like that, try to pull your stop loss a bit higher to cover the imbalance at least. Try to aim for 1.5 or 2 hour setups. This will improve your gains. Let's have a little talk about this STX coin, one of the top gainers of the day. We will try to do a little top-down analysis and discuss how to find trade entry areas with our beloved indicator. What a lovely weekend we had. Bitcoin broke all the previous records and almost all coins are rallying now. This coin has an interesting daily chart. Right here we had this very strong break. Until this time we had this very strong seller power, as you can see. Basically and logically, we would like this bearish trend to continue and make new breaks. And this imbalance here is supposed to push the price further down and make a new break for the trend continuation. But what really happens here? This bearish imbalance fails badly, and the contradicting opposite imbalance starts to work. So basically, bulls take the control and make a new break upwards. And with the recent election, we are now fully powered. We have a really good bullish outlook. So, what was our indicator? ICT high time frame candles. This lovely indicator helps me to find good entry points in the momentum coins. If you look at here, we had a very nice 4 imbalance top point to rally. This is a good zone to seek the entry. However, this coin has one major problem. Yes, we have a really good daily power, but we do not have any kind of good daily or weekly bias. This is why we need to be extra careful on this coin, because this is not A++ setup. In this 3-minute chart, you can see this area. Where are 4 imbalance tops here? We will try to dissect this area furthermore and talk about the entries. First of all, you can notice the liquidity gathering above. Plus, we have a really nice trend breakout. Very ancient trading technique. Probably one of the first strategies you learned when you started trading. Along the way, you can notice some tiny breaks. Not great breaks, most of them are really weak. And imbalances left behind. This is a nice area build up position. But as I said before, we do not have a clear bias on this coin. And any setup should be quickly in and out, nothing more than 1.5 hour or 2 hour setups. Now, if you think the traditional RR risk reward troubling you, you have to switch back to the classic yo-yo cost averaging trading here. It can be very troubling to manage yo-yo trades, but they have much higher win rates compared to RR-based trades. I want to start with Algo coin and its daily perspective first, and then we will keep going down. First of all, as you can see, we were in this very long-term downtrend. Sellers were in full control here. They kept pushing the price slowly during the last couple of months. But in the light of the recent coin rallies and the election, we started this mega rally, basically taking out all the protected highs above. So the buyers step in and take control of the price now. The rest is our classic price action. Price pull back to an imbalance and then starts the second leg of the rally. This is a great daily power. However, this coin do not have a really clear bias above. Please keep that in mind. Okay, now let's go. In the momentum layout, I will try to observe this imbalance area because it is very educational and useful. We'll talk about different order management techniques inside this area. Okay, if everything is clear by now, let's move to the lower time frames and talk further about the entries. Okay, this is our entry zone imbalance. And we had this extremely well, really good SR Philip area above. Structure breaks, and there is an imbalance there. A perfect, almost A++ setup. But this trade fails, as you can see, an almost super setup with a super fail. Right at the bottom, another market structure breaks and there is another imbalance. This time it works perfectly. So the question is here, how to know which MSP will work? Can we even know this and avoid the stop loss? The clear answer is no. We mostly have no idea which MSP will work. We have no certainty. Why? Because we are not from the future. Unless you can see the future or come from the future, 99% you will not know what will happen next. So what is the answer then? Answer is order management. We cannot know the future, but we can control what we know and increase our chances. Imagine this is our entry imbalance zone from the higher time frames, and the price is falling into our imbalance. As you already know from the masterclass, imbalances and gaps have tendencies to be filled. It can be fully filled or react anywhere in the area. So what is our solution for avoiding the stop losses? First solution is dividing our trades into pieces. Instead of using our 1-hour risk at once, we can divide into 2, 3, or 4 smaller pieces. So basically, you are not actually avoiding a stop loss. What you do is increase your winning trade chance by making more entries. A simple and a magical solution. Our second solution is obviously masterclass yo-yo techniques, basically using a bunch of cost averaging managements. Instead of using our full risk in one single entry, we try to make multiple entries. This way, you can create an average entry. This will again increase your win rates and lower the stop losses. Remember, no one in the world can escape some stop losses. It is inevitable. But you can increase your winning chance and cover the losses from the stop losses by using simple order management techniques. Let's talk about a really troubling trading day with Anna. We will discover and talk about many things like masterclass yo-yo and risk management. We will learn how to adapt to changing and unstable trading environment. Let's start with the top-down analysis again. When I was looking at the weekly chart, I noticed a nice power with Anna. We kept making new highs and getting really powerful recently. When I was looking at the top, I noticed this upper weekly imbalance. I was thinking, oh, it's nice. Maybe we can rally towards it. And this SR Philip point could have been a nice early target for us. Since Anna was one of the top gainers, I thought we had a really nice power. When I looked at the momentum chart, this was the area that I was looking for a trade chance. Because we were having these nice pattern-based movements. If you check the below, the early rally ignited right here with imbalances. I was thinking that we can do the secondary rally with upper imbalances. However, there is no free lunch in trading. There are no free candies. Let's check out the low time frames now. Now, we are in the 1 minute time frame to talk further. This was the point of our momentum layout imbalances. I have noticed this weak break with imbalance. This was my point of entry. I also noticed these nice equal highs above, and I thought I had more good reasons to rally upwards. So, as a good trader, you shall not be greedy. 2-hour setup was great here. But look what happens. This trade was chopping itself for hours. It was so dramatic. Up and down, up and down, up and down. It was boring and annoying. This is why you need to cut trades sometimes, break even them, and look for new trades or new coins without over trading. Okay, if risk reward is not doing great and price is very choppy, then what to do? So basically switching back to do our masterclass yo-yo, a basic cost averaging technique. In order to do a yo-yo, first you need to determine good entry points. My first entry area was this nice SR Philip area. Second area was this nice, really big imbalance point. My third area was the combination of parabolic liquidity with imbalance. If you have watched the masterclass, you'll see how important these areas are, especially with the combination of parabolic liquidity with imbalance. Okay, basically, This is where you make your first entry. And then you make your second entry. So, you averaged yourself now in the middle. After that, you are making your third entry and creating a final average. And the rest is just taking the profits. As soon as possible, never get greedy because we don't know what will happen next. Take the profits and move on. You see how simple is this? But you wish. Nothing is simple or easy here. This whole trade took more than 6 hours of my day. 6 hours, for God's sake. I had back pain at the end of the day watching and managing the trades. Okay friends, remember, there is no free lunch in trading and there are no sweet candies in trading. And there's definitely no free money. Times are very challenging. Be really careful. What a crazy day. Isn't it? President Trump, one more time, coins started this crazy rally. And Elon Musk, big supporter of Trump, Bitcoin gained really good momentum and broke another record. Trump is a company man. I'm sure that stock markets will be affected well with this movement. Gold is lagging at the moment. I expect the money pour into the cryptocurrencies and the stock markets in 2025 with Trump and the interest rate cuts. Very, very strong day as you can see. If you follow my Twitter or previous videos, I always said I was bull in cryptocurrencies. 2025 will be another bull year for me. Okay, I want to talk about this LPO coin, one of the top gainers today. As usual, we will be using our best indicator called ICT high time frame candles, our best companion to find out the best entry areas. This coin had an interesting price action and it is really educational. I want to observe it very closely. What I noticed about this coin was this crazy previous week high line. Look what happens right here. Price comes this close, almost a couple of ticks, and then heavily crashes. This was such an interesting price action. Price crashes back to around this triple imbalance point and hangs a bit. Later on, the secondary rally starts and finishes what it started, hunting the previous week high. Now, I have seen this price action hundreds or maybe thousands of times repeat itself. It is not gonna work every single time. It is impossible. But it is highly accurate. And trading is all about finding patterns and high accuracy repeating movements. Now, this 1 minute time frame is really educational. I want to talk about many things here. First of all, notice again. Price is really close to previous week high and strongly crashes right from that price level. Where does it crash to? Yes, our classic masterclass momentum layout, which is the mid-time frame imbalance areas. This is the area where we seek the entries. Right here, as you can see, a clear market structure breaks with an imbalance. This would be a perfect 2-hour setup for us, very logical in an out trade with a clear bias. However, life is not perfect. Let's be honest, myself and most traders would cut this trade right here at the break-even. And nothing is wrong with break-evens. Today's lesson is do not be afraid of break-evens. Trading is actually the easiest job in the world to lose the money. Yes, losing money in trading business is very easy. Remember, once you do a break-even, you keep your account intact and secure. At least you will sleep better. And you can look for the next trade chance. There will be always another chance. Do not forget this. If you have completed the free trading course and feel like you have improved your trading skills and you want to move to the next level in your trading life, my masterclass is ready for you. You'll learn liquidity, inefficiencies, and structure mastery deeply. And we will look at forward and reverse trading with momentum super boxes. You will also learn how to confirm your entries with magic alignment system. You will discover the yo-yo strategy and the rally strategy with one free indicator. If you are interested, you can find the links on my website on the descriptions. Take care, my friends, manage your risks, and stay safe.